If you're planning a remodel, stop scrolling. These are the 5 biggest mistakes that could cost you thousands or completely blow out your schedule. My name is McKay with Hyper Peak Remodeling. I've been in the business for a while now. You can see some of my other videos. All I'm trying to do is give people the material and the information to help them save money and save time on their projects. These are the top 5 mistakes I see almost daily. The biggest mistake I see when it comes to project management is, one, taking a bid solely based off of price. This is a huge problem because not only does it affect your estimated price for the project, but it also affects your timeline, it affects your quality, and it honestly affects the integrity of your project. What I mean is, if you have someone who's cutting corners to make it so they can get that price, you're opening yourself up for major problems. You got delays that are potentially going to be there, material being replaced for something that's more cost effective so that they can hit their margin. Because let's face it, it's 2025, no one works for free. For example, I had a client that I just barely was working with. They had hired this contractor who said, hey, I'm going to do a lot of the work myself. That's a major red flag because A, that means that they're the sole one doing the work and there's not separate crews doing separate parts of the project. So that means you're going to have a delayed time. You're going to have the quality of just this one guy. I'm pretty good. I'm not good enough to be doing everything. It ends up just becoming a nightmare and delaying time. I ended up getting in there. There was faulty wiring. There was some backing that wasn't put in, just a whole slew of plumbing that was messed up, drywall that was a problem, paint that wasn't right, flooring that had problems with it, tub had all this crap in it, major problem. And then the guy left. That was what ended up happening. The guy left, and the owner, they had to hire it all out and start over, and they were over budget, over time, and under quality. That's number 1. Number 2 is skipping the planning phase. This is a red flag because it shows that someone doesn't really have it all together. If they're just like, we'll figure it out when we get there, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, anything along those lines, basically means they don't really know what's up ahead, or they're just trying to focus on what's going on here. The biggest strength you can have is prepare for the unexpected, because I can promise you, when it comes down to it, worst case scenario really isn't worst case. It's pretty likely that that's what's going to happen. Just keep your eye out for that. A solid design plus a solid scope of work makes it out for an excellent experience for you and a smooth experience for everyone involved. Number 3, and I think this one it's honestly something that I'm trying to work on, being a husband and a father. I'm pretty guilty of this sometimes, but it's separating business from work. The number 3 is being realistic with your timelines. I don't know how many different episodes of HGTV I've seen someone remodel an entire house in an hour, and it kind of makes you think that that's possible. But like I said in my last little clip, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. You just got to prepare for it. Put cushion in it. Same thing with your budget. Put a little bit of cushion into it. Over-promising, under-delivering. Best case scenario, over-delivering and under-promising. That is a good place to be in. That is a place of power. That gives you steps and steps that you can be focused on other stuff when it comes into, because how I see it, momentum carries on momentum. For example, something in my personal life, I have a 3-year-old son. He ran over with his bike, he ran over some stickers, punctured both tires. I was like, honey, this is super easy, 5 minutes. It took me a couple of hours because I had to go find the tires, the tubes, I had to get the parts out, get my compressor out, get the hose hooked up, all of these different things, which I wasn't even thinking about it. I was just saying, this is super easy, I could do it in my sleep. But unfortunately, you can't work in your sleep, and it cost me time. And my wife was pretty mad, slept on the couch for about a month, but I'm starting to get back in the bedroom, so I'll keep you posted. Number 4 is pretty similar to number 3. Number 3 is pretty similar to number 4. Number 3 was about being organized with your schedule, realistic with your schedule. Number 4 is knowing if you need to pull permits. The top 4 things I hear on excuses on why people don't pull permits is either 1, they didn't think the project needed it. 2, somebody told them they didn't need it. 3, somebody else said that they would pull it. Or 4, they just weren't really sure how to pull a permit. It's super easy. Anyone can go pull a permit for a property. They make it very friendly to do, getting back into it. If you don't pull a permit and you get caught, or if someone rats you out, it's how you're going to be caught. Somebody rats you out, the city finds out you're doing something without an inspection, they will come out there, they will put a cease and desist, like cease on it. They will stop building. Where the permits become a problem isn't really during the process. It's kind of what happens after. If you're in the middle of the project, you can get a stop work order, which basically says anything that goes on, you're going to be fined. The other big issue you're going to have is the second biggest thing you're going to have if you don't have a permit is they'll have to go back and re-inspect all this stuff. So if you moved electrical or plumbing or something like this, they will make you open up the walls and make sure every connection is properly done. All of your seismic strapping and everything is all done correctly. The third point is you can get fines. Fourth, and I haven't really heard this one, but a lot of people talk about it, is refinancing or selling the house. They might make up a problem with it. If you get a good home inspection, you can usually catch this stuff. That's number 4. The fifth and final point is proper communication and expectations with your contractor. This is a huge problem because if you have a contractor who's handling it all, this is a huge problem because if you don't have proper communication, you don't know what's going to happen. If you don't have a clear scope of work, then your expectations of how this project's going to go, that's up into the air. If you don't have a contract on it, then what's going to happen, and you see this all the time, you go on Facebook, you can see, there's a guy on there actually talking about it yesterday. If you go and you don't have a contract and they finish the job and you pay them, they're ghosts in the wind, dust in the wind, smoke in the wind, they're gone. You have no way of getting them or holding them accountable for the project. Got to have a contract. You got to make sure that everyone's on the same page, that material is selected out. I see this all the time. The homeowner wants black carpet, someone puts in gray or something along those lines. This type of tile, they put in linoleum. You don't see linoleum, but you know what I mean. That's the fourth point. That's the fifth point. With this fifth point, it also ties into the first point, is making sure you're not going off of cheap. A big thing to decide on hiring a contractor is the communication and the expectations that you give to each other. Between those two things, that's how you find a good contractor. Anyways, this is my video. If you have a horror story, I would love to hear it. If anything, other people can learn from your experience. Also, it makes me feel good because that's a mistake I didn't make. Unless it was a mistake I make, let me know so I can fix it. I want to warranty and take care of all my clients. If you're planning a remodel and you want it done right, you want it done on time, and you want it to be done to the highest quality, please slide into my DMs, like and subscribe to the video, comment, build, go to my website, do any of these things. I am here to help. I'm here in Southern Utah. I'm trying to be the best contractor in Southern Utah, and with your support, I can be that. Thanks.